Alright, so here we are going to do some videos for the with double angle identities, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to be given the information over here, and we're going to have to find like sine 2a or cosine 2a. I do have some other videos where we find the exact values of angles using the double angle identity, so if you need that you can check those videos out. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We have our formulas here. Sine 2a is 2 sine a cosine a, and then we have 3 different formulas for cosine 2a. And how do you know which formula to use? Well, it just really depends on the information that's given to you. Okay, I mean, if they tell you what sine a is, then of course you'll use this one. Okay, if they give you cosine a, you'll use this one. If they give you both sine a and cosine a, you can use this one, or you can just use this one or this one. You can use any 3 of them. Alright, so let's take a look at our first example. I'm going to have I'll have 3 different examples. I'll try to cover just about anything, all the different types of problems you'll see. I'll have 3 examples for you to look at, and I'm going to do 1 video per problem. Okay. Alright, so let's look at this one. We've got if sine A is equal to 3/5 and angle A is in the second quadrant, then they want us to find sine of 2A. Alright, so the best thing to do is we're looking for sine 2a, so just write the formula down. So we know that sine 2a is equal to 2 sine a cosine a. Alright, and you see they give us sine a, so we're given this value. So what we have to do is find cosine a, and once we find cosine a, we just plug that number in, and we have our and we can figure out what sine 2a is. Alright, so first let's go ahead and find cosine a. And there's a couple of ways that you can find cosine a. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pythagorean identities. I'm going to use the fact that we know sine squared a plus cosine squared a is equal to 1. Okay. Alright, so all we have to do now is take this 3/5 and plug it in for sine a. So that would give us 3/5, that's sine a, and sine is squared, so this is squared, plus cosine squared a equals 1. And so this is going to be 9 over 25 plus cosine squared a equals 1. And then we'll subtract 9 over 25 to both sides. So if I subtract 9 over 25 to this side, it gets rid of it, and I'm left with just cosine squared a. And then I subtract it over here. Well, this is 1 over 1. So if I get a common denominator of 25, this numerator becomes 25, and so I'm left with cosine, let me get the color back to blue. So I get cosine squared a is equal to, and then this is going to be 16 over 25. So that gives me cosine a, I'll use my square root property, is equal to 4/5, or cosine a is equal to negative 4/5. Remember, when you're using the square root property, when you square root both sides, remember it's plus or minus. Okay. Alright, so how do we know which one to use? Well, they tell us angle A is in the second quadrant, and if you remember, all students take calculus. So we're over here in the second quadrant. The only trig functions that are positive in the second quadrant are sine and cosecant. So cosine is negative in the second quadrant, so we know this is the value we need, the negative 4/5. Okay. Alright, so let me get rid of this, and let's just come over here and write cosine A equals negative 4/5. So you can see we can plug the negative 4/5 in for cosine A. So let me go ahead and erase this so we can find the sine of 2A. Alright, so we have our formula here. So that would mean the sine of 2A, that's what we're looking for, is equal to 2 times the sine of A, which is 3/5, times the cosine of A, which is negative 4/5. And so when we multiply all this together, that's going to be 6 times negative 4, that's going to be negative 24 over 25. And that's our answer. And I mean, you can see the problems aren't difficult. I mean, whatever they tell you to find, just write the formula down, see what you have to plug in, and see what you need to find. Okay. Alright, so that's this example. I'll have a couple of more that you can check out. Alright, thanks.